Welcome to Las Vegas Market here at World Market Center and First Look Seminar. I'm Monica Peterson. I'm a designer on Home and Garden Television. And yay! Thank you, fans! Oh, what a great morning already. Thank you very, very much. And I'm also very honored to be the spokesperson for the National Home Furnishings Month. And it has been an exciting month. We've been out getting consumers excited to work on their homes again, to fall in love with their homes again. And since we have some people here who have watched my show, you know, I've been telling everybody what to do in order to sell their house. And now that houses aren't selling, it's wonderful because now we can tell our clients what to do to live in their homes, to make their homes feel beautiful and feel comfortable. And you know, if you want to save money, don't break down a wall. Buy a great piece of furniture and bring it into your home. So I'm very, very happy to be here. And a couple of suggestions I'm going to give to you guys. You definitely want to check out the Retail Activation Center. World Market has done a huge campaign, and they've really created a center to help all of you retailers. So it's a wonderful thing. And I'm also honored to introduce Julie Smith of Nine Muses Media. She is your guide. She's going to give you a first look and tell you what products you need to go and check out and just sort of how to map out the market itself. So thank you again for coming. What a great industry we're all in, and it's great to have all of your support.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to First Look. Thanks so much for kicking off your market here. Happy National Home Furnishings Month. I hope by now you've learned a little more about this exciting initiative, and what a great honor to have Monica here to introduce me. Thank you so much. So First Look, it's designed, as the name implies, to provide a sort of first look at what you can be expecting as you gear up for your buying over the course of the next 4 days here at the three buildings that make up the World Market Center campus, a great facility indeed. In the next, say, 30, 40 minutes, 15 minutes, I'm going to take you through some of the key directions and key themes that I've been watching in my role as sort of a trend and product scout. And at the end, I'm going to ask if you have any questions, just to sort of hold those to the end, questions, comments, concerns. And the first look theme, the first look idea, actually continues after this presentation in the World Forum space, which is directly behind this partition. And we're really honored to have Robin Waters, who is the president of RW Trends. Prior to starting that trend firm, she was a vice president of design and product development for Target, and she helped take that company from where it was about a decade before she joined to where it was a multi-billion-dollar company, one of the leading tastemakers influencing consumer shopping. So she's going to be speaking after. One of the great things about this presentation, and one of the things I was so excited when World Market Center asked me to work with them, is that we were able to produce a companion piece to go along with the presentation. So by now I hope you've had a chance to kind of look through the first look. There are copies on the chairs, there are copies on the table, so feel free to reference that as we're going through, and obviously take that with you. There's also an exit survey. Please be candid and offer whatever sort of feedback you can. Love to hear those comments, and good, bad, and indifferent, so please be sure to fill that out, and we'll sort of collect those towards the end. Why am I here? Why Julie Smith? Why Nine Muses Media? I've been scouting the residential home furnishings market for the last 13, 14 years. I go to domestic trade shows, I go to international trade shows, and in my previous life I was a magazine editor and editorial director, and so I was tasked with doing nothing but looking at product and pushing that product through a trend lens and trying to make some sense for the readers of our publications why this product matters to consumers. So in my previous life, as I mentioned, I was with some publications, and now I have my own firm based out of Chicago. Real happy to be here. Before we dive into the product, I'm going to ask you to just take a moment to think about shoppers today, some of the things that you know about the shoppers to come to your store or your design firm, and also think about your own purchase habits, your own purchase activity. After all, we're consumers too. We're out there shopping. And we're experiencing the same kind of marketplace that our customers are experiences too. When I ask you to think about your customers, what do you think is motivating them to buy? What is it that matters most to her when she's coming into your store? What are some of the criteria that she's looking at before making a decision to purchase? We all know that price is an important purchase driver. It always is. But price is a little complicated because, well, we all work in different price points. So everything we say about price is not necessarily universal across the whole spectrum. But one of the things that's happening today, based on the very real realities we face in this economy, is that value has become one of the more important purchase motivators and purchase considerations for consumers. And this is true at all price points. We've essentially sort of moved from this mindset of a very impulse buy. I want it, I'm going to buy it, I'm going to put it on credit. I don't know if I can even pay for that credit, but I want it, so I'm going to buy it. We've kind of moved to this new mindset. It's a much more contemplative purchase process, and it's also one that requires our messaging at the point of sale to be much more clear and much more spot on, so that the consumer has all the reasons to say yes at a time when she might be thinking she has to say no. These value-focused purchase considerations will continue to guide consumers well throughout this year. It's going to hold through 2010, and it's going to hold through 2011 as well. We've all been rocked to our very core, and regardless of how we as individuals have been affected, we're looking at our habits differently. As a result, no doubt the retailers who have joined us here, as well as the interior design firms, you're being smarter about how you're stocking. Maybe you're stocking your warehouses more leanly. And you're also needing to find the right product that resonates with what matters to your consumers, to your individual shoppers. Now, one of the themes that I think that Robin's going to touch on in the presentation after this is this idea of we all see a lot of trends, but the important thing about trends is understanding how those trends relate to your customers. And that's one of the things that she's ultimately going to help guide you through in her presentation. So what I'm about to present to you are a handful of the key sort of trends and themes that I've been tracking, and these key themes and trends that you're going to see playing out in the showrooms that you're shopping in here at the market. The magic of metallics. We're going to spend some time looking at some products and some imagery that speak to this idea. We're going to talk about neutrals. No surprise, we're going to talk about neutrals. Typically in this type of economy, there's a retreat to what's safe. But these neutrals aren't just solid colors. They're not what I've been calling sort of the safe neutrals. These are more complex. We're also going to look at organic textures. Now, we're also going to look at green messaging. Now, the whole idea of interest in green awareness, the idea of green themes, is especially relevant. And what's happening is that we're all becoming much more concerned about the implications of the projects that we're ultimately making, or the decisions we're making in our home. At the same time, this interest in eco-awareness is also fueling some very interesting surface textures. Doesn't necessarily mean the products that bear these surface textures have a green lineage or green provenance, but nevertheless, it's an important surface treatment we'll be looking at that's fueled by the green messaging that we're starting to see. And authenticity of materials. I have, I think, some compelling quotes to share with you once we get to that point in the presentation that really speaks to this idea of why authenticity matters today. Comfort in the classics. This is about timelessness. This is about timeless elegance, and I'm going to show you some examples of product that really touches on that point. And then lastly, ethnic motifs. And we've been tracking these for some time. Chances are good that you have these in your store. I would argue that interest in some of the ethnic motifs we're seeing began with an interest in the animal prints, and we know that animal prints are still sort of enduring. They're kind of morphing, they're evolving, they're becoming more interesting. But it's that interest in animal prints that ultimately is helping to keep this ethnic motif alive.